Do you need a great marketing tool to advertise your business or event? Then use Ottumwa Coasters. Get your business or event on drink coasters featured in Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. It's the most fun and effective way to reach the community. Starting at just $199, you get 1,000 coasters delivered to Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. Look for Ottumwa Coasters on Facebook or call or text 573-932-0111.
And here's your host, Steve Shedler.
Come on now. Hey! Hey-yo! And a good morning to... Oh, thank you. Good-looking audience this morning. Good morning to you. My name is Steve Shetler, hanging out with you on the morning wake-up here on Steve Shetler Media, brought to us by our friends at Ottumwa Coasters. Let's bring that up right now, as you'll want to advertise with Ottumwa Coasters. You can like and follow them on Facebook and take advantage of their great advertising package, as you can get 1,000 coasters down in the Ottumwa area at all of the popular restaurants in the Ottumwa area. So get your logo. You can see my logo on that coaster down there at the bottom. I've got a new batch of coasters, drink coasters, going out to all of the popular restaurants in Ottumwa. So yeah, take advantage of that. Get a hold of Elizabeth, and she will hook you up with a great deal at Ottumwa Coasters. Again, like and follow on Facebook. Great way to advertise and market your business in the Ottumwa area. Ottumwa Coasters, like and follow on Facebook. Hey, we also thank Amy's Salon House and Spa in Sigourney for bringing us our forecast, as you can call or text for an appointment at 641-622-3772. Stop by at 202 North Main in Sigourney. They support you with hair services, spa services, extensions, products, and tanning. And in our forecast, well, you can see right there at the top, we've got a winter weather advisory going into effect at midnight tonight. That'll run through noon tomorrow. And we'll run down the specifics on that here in a minute. Partly sunny skies for today. Pretty nice day today, actually. A high around 46. Tonight, there is a 90% chance of some rain, maybe some snow, maybe some freezing rain, and all of that mixing up overnight towards the morning hours. A low of 30 for tonight, blustery northeast winds. And as you can see there, they're talking about a little bit of ice accumulation, and it doesn't take much ice to make things really slick and really dangerous. So ice accumulation, less than 0.1 of an inch possible for tonight. New snow accumulation, less than half an inch expected for tonight into tomorrow. But tomorrow's commute to work or school could be kind of dangerous. We'll keep an eye on that. Again, a winter weather advisory goes into effect at midnight tonight, runs through noon tomorrow. For your Friday, snow, maybe mixing with rain before 9 a.m., then a possibility of some snow after that, and a high of 37. Let's see here, precipitation chance at 90% for tomorrow. Accumulation of snow during the day tomorrow, less than an inch, and breezy, and north to northeast winds could gust up to about 20 miles per hour. For tomorrow night, a chance of some rain or snow again, and cloudy, a low of 28. Saturday, mostly cloudy, and a high of 37. Let's see here. Current conditions here in southeast Iowa. Humidity at 82%. Wind speeds southwest around maybe 10 to 15 miles per hour. Barometric pressure at 29.74. And we've got 41 degrees here in southeast Iowa. Now, talking about that winter weather advisory coming up tonight. Let's see here. That runs from midnight tonight through noon tomorrow, as a mixture of rain, light freezing rain, and snow going to occur over portions of our area. That's in southern and southeast Iowa. You can plan on slippery road conditions. Hazardous conditions will impact the morning commute. The bulk of the precip expected generally along and south of a Creston to Grinnell line. Some uncertainty on the type of precipitation is the question mark. A second system will bring additional light snow by Friday evening and portions of the same area. So tomorrow morning, especially if you're getting out and about tomorrow morning, slow down and use caution while driving. You can always go to 511, the Iowa 511 app, or 511ia.org, or you can simply dial 511 to get the latest weather information. But again, that is a winter weather advisory, midnight tonight through noon tomorrow, with a mix of precipitation. Your forecast brought to us by Amy's Salon, House, and Spa. Now, coming up tomorrow night, we'll have some basketball on the air, assuming that the weather doesn't get too bad, as we'll have basketball. You know, we just debuted our basketball coverage on Tuesday night with Keota at Sigourney. Now we'll follow Keota this season as Iowa Valley goes to Keota for basketball action tomorrow night. We'll have the girls' game at 6, followed by the boys. So tune in tomorrow night, Iowa Valley at Keota, right here on Steve Shetler Media. High school basketball with the Keota Eagles. Looking forward to that. Also, coming up tomorrow, we'll have our Iowa Music Showcase. Mr. Lee Klett will be hanging out tomorrow at Barnwired in Sigourney. Now, of course, you know, the way the weather is, you may or may not want to get out and about tomorrow. But we will be, of course, live right here on Facebook and YouTube for our Iowa Music Showcase, live from Barnwired. And luckily, Lee lives right here in town in Sigourney, as do I. So we won't have very far to go. So I'm assuming Lee will be there regardless of the weather situation. Tune in tomorrow, 11:30 to noon, for our Iowa Music Showcase. On the way on Saturday, Coach Bob Howard. We've been talking about this. We are excited about this. Coach Bob Howard back in Sigourney on Saturday morning. We'll do a couple of different things with Coach Howard, as he's a Hall of Famer. He is a coach of a three-time state champion here with Sigourney Keota. He's been gone for several years, just announced his retirement recently, and we're going to have him live on the Sports Section Coaches Show this Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live at Brothers Market. You can watch it on Facebook and YouTube on Steve Shetler Media. You can attend in person. We would love to have Brothers Market jam-packed with people to honor Coach Bob Howard. And we're also going to have a live open mic for attendees. If you guys have a question or a topic that you want Coach Howard to talk about, you can bring that up on Saturday morning. So be at Brothers Market or watch here on Steve Shetler Media. We will then move from Brothers Market to Barnwired in Sigourney for some social time with Coach Howard, expecting several alumni and former players to be hanging out at Barnwired. 9:15 a.m., the approximate start time. And, that goes till whenever. So you can get yourself some coffee, a cinnamon roll, get some breakfast, whatever you want. Do that at Brothers Market at 8 for our live edition of the Sports Section with Coach Bob Howard, followed by social time afterwards at Barnwired. Everyone and the public is invited to attend both of those events. Another big thing coming up this weekend in the area, we've got the Lighted Christmas Parade and everything that goes along with that in Oskaloosa coming up this weekend. The Merry Little Downtown Christmas, that will be tomorrow night, 5:30 to 7:30 on the Oskaloosa City Square. They're going to have Santa and reindeer and wagon rides and cocoa and cookies and more. Anything Christmassy that you want will be happening somewhere this weekend in Oskaloosa. So that's going on tomorrow night. Of course, the Lighted Christmas Parade comes up on Saturday evening. And just a reminder, again, if you're bringing a big bus full of people into Oskaloosa for the Lighted Christmas Parade, you might want to call the chamber office at 672-2591 for parking arrangements. As it's just a lot of people converge on Oskaloosa for the Lighted Christmas Parade. You just want to have all your ducks in a row as far as getting parked and getting around. Of course, myself, my wife Stacy, and my buddy Neil Crott, we are the 3-person announce team. We're going to be announcing, we're going to be sitting with the judges on the back of the trailer for the parade as it comes through downtown Oskaloosa. We will be announcing live for the audience in attendance. We're also going to be video recording the parade as it goes by. So we'll have that up on Steve Shetler Media coming up on Sunday. So if you can't make it to the parade on Saturday evening, we will be airing that. If all goes well, if the weather allows and everything goes good, we will have that coming up on Sunday here on Steve Shetler Media. So a big weekend planned. There's some of the events. If you want to go to the Mahaska County Chamber and Development Group Facebook page, you can see all the different events. I know that's kind of small print for some of you to read on your devices, depending on what you're looking at that. But the Merry Little Downtown Christmas coming up on Friday evening. They've got the Heart of Christmas Lighted Christmas Parade coming up Saturday at 7 p.m. And all the events that'll be going on in Oskaloosa. A busy, busy time this weekend in the Oskaloosa area. Hey, we are doing the morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. You know, I got to say good morning to a bunch of folks looking at my phone here, getting caught up. Good morning to you, Nick. Good morning to you, Tamara, Holly, Sandy, Sue, Kurt and Kathy, Amber, Jan, Kay, some of my favorite people tuning in this morning. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning here on Steve Shetler Media on the Morning Wake Up, brought to us by Ottumwa Coasters. Let's do some birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, hey. Let's do some birthdays today. Hey, a local celebrity has a birthday today. Dr. Dan. You see Oski Dental down here in the corner. Whoop, right down here. Oski Dental pops up every once in a while. And Dr. Dan Schuster of Oski Dental, he has a birthday today. So we salute you, Dr. Dan. You're doing great things at Oski Dental. I thank you for your support of Steve Shetler Media from the get-go, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Dan Schuster, Dr. Dan, with his birthday today. In other birthdays for today, we've got Diane Parkinson. Does that name ring a bell? She used to be on The Price is Right, one of Bob Barker's gals that helped him out. Diane Parkinson is 79 years old. Can you believe that? So happy birthday to her. We've got Will Rebel, yeah, come on, more. Billy Idol, with his bleached blonde spiked hair, turning 68 years old. Happy birthday to Billy. We've got funny man Ben Stiller, turning 58. I had to get a cough out of the way. I had to turn my microphone down. Let's see here. One of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is celebrating a birthday today. Walter Jones, 53. Happy birthday to you, Walt. We've got Clay Aiken of American Idol fame, turning 45 years old. Callie Kuko. Is that how you say her first name, Callie? Or is it Kaylee? Callie? Kaylee? I don't know. The gal, the girl from Big Bang Theory. She is turning 38 years old. And Chrissy Teigen, John Legend's wife, 38 years old. So happy birthday to Chrissy. Let's see here. On this date in history, it was today in 1804. Give me just a second here. Got a little itch in my throat, a little scratchy scratch. Let's see here. On Scratchy scratch. On this day in history, 1804, Samuel Chase went on trial. He became the first U.S. Supreme Court justice to be impeached. That was back in 1804. On this date in 1954, which, by the way, today is November 30th, Thursday, November 30th, the last day of November. Can you believe that? We're almost right on the edge of jumping into December. On this date in 1954, Elizabeth Hodges of Alabama was injured when an 8.5-pound meteorite crashed through the roof of her house. I would say she was lucky to be alive. A meteorite coming through your house, that would be pretty crazy. Good morning to you, Sherry. Let's see here. 1957, Honolulu, on this date in 1957, had record wind gusts of 82 miles per hour. Those are some strong winds. And some of the beaches along Honolulu reported 35-foot waves. So some pretty crazy weather back in 1957. And it was on this date in 1982. Michael Jackson. Yes, I was not having some sort of fit there. I was doing Michael Jackson noises. Michael Jackson's Thriller album hit stores just in time for the holiday season. So I know I had Thriller. I can see it. It's the black background, Michael Jackson in his white suit laid out, and that song or that album was full of hits and made Michael Jackson a gigantic, super duper mega star. Also on this date in history, 1986, President Reagan called Oliver North a national hero. Also, let's move on to today is the National Day Calendar, the Day of Remembrance for all victims of chemical warfare. That's a mouthful. Also, National Personal Space Day. So just back off, man. Give me my personal space. It's National Mississippi Day. MISSISSIPPI. National Mississippi Day. National Mason Jar Day. I was wondering when National Mason Jar Day is, and it's today, so celebrate. National Moose Day. It's National Stay Home Because You're Well Day. What? It's now. And while you're home, you can celebrate National Meth Awareness Day. We're celebrating the awareness of methamphetamine. And it's also Computer Security Day, so make sure your computer is nice and secure. Also, as I mentioned, it is the last day of November, November 30th today. Things you need to know. Did you know? Do you want to know? I don't know. Let's find out together. The world keeping its eye, it's one good eye. The world keeping its eye on China again with the return of masking up and social distancing. No, we are not masking up and we are not social distancing. Evidently, various respiratory diseases popping up in China, but no, we're not doing that again. Let's see here. The National Christmas Tree. I don't know if you saw this. The National Christmas Tree fell over due to high winds outside of the White House. Also, things you need to know. Sunday was the busiest day ever in the history of air travel in the United States. So that post-Thanksgiving travel, that was a crazy day on Sunday. Lots of people traveling through the air. How about Saudi Arabia? Now, they are really investing a lot of money into trying to make it seem like the country is more people-friendly. They have a $1 billion with a B, a $1 billion investment into a pro soccer league, and it's not working all that great. There was a game on Sunday between two of the teams at a stadium in Saudi Arabia that has a 38,000 seat capacity. So you can cram nearly 40,000 people into the stadium. You know how many people were there for that soccer game? Not even 500. They had 447 people in the 40,000 person stadium. Other things you may or may not need to know. Patriots coach Bill Belichick says that the rumor about him having his next team picked out is ridiculous. Of course, he has coached the Patriots for a long, long time. Let's see here. 41 workers trapped underground in India for a couple of weeks have been rescued. Other sports news, let's see here. Andre Dawson, Hall of Famer. His career spanned 21 seasons, 11 of those with Montreal, the Expos, who are now the Washington Nationals. Well, his plaque in Cooperstown bears the Montreal logo. However, Andre Dawson has asked that the Hall of Fame change it to a plaque featuring the Chicago Cubs logo, where he spent 6 seasons and had some great years back in the 80s, probably into the 90s, I'm guessing, but Andre Dawson wanting that change. General Motors says that a 6-week strike by auto workers cost them $1.1 billion. That is a crazy amount of money. In some food news, Arby's has introduced a new $4 or under classic menu. That's available only on their app and only through Christmas Eve. McDonald's, they are going to be serving their holiday pie through late December or early January. It all depends on when supplies run out. So if you want a holiday pie from McDonald's, get that in the next month or so. And KFC. In select markets, KFC going to be offering a $20 chicken dinner deal. I love KFC chicken. That is some good stuff. A $20 chicken dinner deal that has 6 pieces of fried chicken, a side of mac and cheese, freshly prepared coleslaw, mashed potatoes and gravy, sweet yellow corn, and 4 Southern-style biscuits. That sounds like a deal. $20, KFC. Look for that. Some good news. Let's see here. Other stuff you need to know. Good morning to you, Becky. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everybody for hanging out this morning. Let's see here. Chris Evans, the actor, was asked recently if the rumor was true that Marvel was attempting to reunite the Avengers again. He says, quote, "My phone hasn't been ringing." So maybe he's just keeping that under wraps. I don't know, but we'll see if we get the Avengers anytime soon. Taylor Swift, of course, she's going to be taking the holidays off. So she'll be heading back out on the road with her Eras tour, heading to Japan in February. And then finally today, in Things You Need to Know, a new seasonal beverage from Coca-Cola called Winter Spiced Cranberry Sprite is evidently out there. So if you like Sprite, if you like Coke, if you like cranberries, it's all jammed into one drink there. How about this? Let's go to today's impossible question. Today's impossible question. The average age that people stop doing this is 31. What is the thing that we're talking about? Think about that for a second. Any guesses? Any guesses in the comments? The average age that people stop doing this is 31. What is it? Having annual birthday parties. I'm 51. And I still get birthday parties. Now, we don't wear the hats. But, we at least have like a supper and cake. Is that a birthday party? And I open a couple of gifts. So, yeah, people stop having birthday parties at 31. Don't do that. Keep having your birthday parties. Gotta have fun. In some weird news.
That is weird.
Weird news, an 83-year-old woman who went to help her daughter move has died after falling down a hidden well shaft in the South Carolina home. Police say Dorothy Downey was in the kitchen on Sunday around 2 p.m. when she suddenly stepped through a part of the floor and into the shaft. That's called getting the shaft. Her daughter crawled under the house. This house was built back in 1920 to try to find her mom, but she had fallen about 50 feet. Her body was ultimately brought out by the fire department. Police say the family knew the floor was kind of rotting out in places, but they were not aware that there was a 50-foot well shaft underneath. So that's some weird news. How about this? mistakes that mess with your eyes. You got to keep your eyes healthy. Let's see here. Things that can mess with your eyes. Sleeping in your contacts, with your contacts in. I tried contacts once, and I couldn't stand putting my finger in my eyeball. So I quit it after like an hour. I was like, get it out. I can't do this. So don't sleep with your contacts in. Also, don't sleep with your makeup on, ladies. Wash your face off because that can mess with your eyes. Also, not getting regular eye exams, which I'm guilty of that. It's been a while. I need to get my eyes looked at. How about using expired solution lenses or drops? That can hurt your eyes. Touching and rubbing your eyes, like this. Don't do this. Now I messed my glasses up. There we go. So don't touch and rub your eyes. That messes with your vision and your eyes, I guess. Skipping eye protection. Again, I am guilty of that. When I do like yard work and stuff outside, I have my regular glasses on, but I don't use like special protection, which I should. And then not wearing sunglasses year round. Me personally, I have not worn sunglasses in a long, long time. I just keep my regular glasses on, but if you can wear sunglasses, you should. Those are things to protect your eyes. Let's get through a few more things here quick. Files of law and disorder. A lady filed for divorce days after her husband was arrested and accused of being what they're calling the Gilgo Beach serial killer of Long Island, New York. Her name is Aza Ellerup, 59 years old. She has since visited her husband in prison and has attended one of his court hearings, though she has a camera crew with her now because Peacock has signed her up to do a documentary about the whole situation. Let's see here. People are not too happy about that. Her family is not too happy about that, but you can maybe look for that on the Peacock streaming service in the near future. Other news, British gymnastics coaches can instruct their gymnasts to do, many things. That's why they're coach. But they can't anymore tell them to get on the scale and weigh themselves. That is now a no-no as far as British gymnastics goes. In this news, Massachusetts this week became the 5th state in the nation to make prison and jail calls free. So you don't, when you're getting the that call from prison. How many of you have gotten a call from prison, by the way? Hello, this call is from the state penitentiary. Do you accept? Evidently, they don't have to do that anymore. They just make phone calls for free from the Massachusetts prison. Massachusetts. It's a hard word to say. In a moment of duh. And then we'll get out of here. Moment of duh. Hey. In a moment of duh. This is another... We've been talking about elderly people here lately, getting mad at each other and doing bad things. Barton Lewis Seltman, 84 years old, has been arrested for the homicide of his wife, 85-year-old Margaret. Mr. Seltman called 911 to report, quote, an unresponsive female. He added that the woman was bleeding from the head and that their home was ransacked, according to the complaint. The police arrived to find Mr. Seltman on the rear porch with blood on his hands, face, and clothing. Mrs. Seltman was found dead on the kitchen floor. Shards of broken glass from a candle jar were found near her body, and a small black kitchen knife also found under her. Now, Mr. Seltman, who had, again, called in this report to 911, was taken to the hospital with a hand injury. An autopsy revealed that Mrs. Seltman, Margaret, died of a blunt force trauma to her head, and the manner was ruled a homicide. Detectives found that Margaret and Barton were arguing about money for veterinary care of their cat when the fight turned physical, and then he must have doinked her over the head with a candle. Say what? So, yeah. 84 and 85-year-old. Why? After all that time together, why would you wait till you're in your mid-80s? Or why would you do that at all? Don't hit somebody over the head with a candle because of the vet expenses for your cat. Come on, Barton. You can do better. That does it. Once again, I do want to remind you, weather situation. We do have a winter weather advisory coming up tonight that runs midnight tonight through noon tomorrow. Tomorrow morning especially could be some slick, icy, snowy, rainy conditions. So we're going to kick off December with some wintry weather. That, once again, winter weather advisory, midnight tonight through noon tomorrow. So be advised of that. That is your morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media, brought to us by our friends at Ottumwa Coasters. Make sure you like and follow them on Facebook. Again, thanks to Amy's Salon, House and Spa in Sigourney for always bringing us our forecast. Coming up later on today here on Steve Shetler Media, later on this morning, we'll have Miss Amanda. We'll have our Sigourney Public Library video for the week at 10 a.m. 4 o'clock this afternoon, the Mahaska County Conservation video with Laura DeCook. I think she's out looking for squirrels this week, so make sure you check that out. And then later on this evening, we'll have the Heartland Humane Society Weekly Pet. I'll be running down to Ottumwa later on this afternoon and talking to Morgan at the Heartland Humane Society. We'll see what pet she has lined up for me later on today. That'll do it. All right, have yourselves a great Thursday and be safe overnight and into tomorrow with that winter weather advisory. That's your morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. Have a good one.